Verksh Transmission. Verksh Transmission.
Alright, and welcome to the second episode of Verksh Transmissions. I am, as you remember, I was on the first episode and that I brought to you. I'm one of the co-founders, and today I have one of the other co-founders joining me. Say hello to Eat a Bullet 81.
What's up, guys? I'm actually the VE in Verksh, so that's the play on Verksh Transmissions, the play on the three names of the first two, or the last two letters of the names of the people that were going to be involved. But the ish, he's probably not going to be extremely reliable, so we may just call this the Verksh Transmissions.
The Verksh Transmissions. Well, today we have a lot of topics to hit on, and we're going to start this off by telling you what to look forward to this month at your local theater. Basically, I'm going to tell you what upcoming horror movies you can be looking forward to. Coming out on May 10th is a movie called No One Lives. Basically, it's about a gang of people that take a young couple hostage, and after the girl dies, the tables get turned when the gang start dying one by one. Basically, it's almost like The Last House on the Left. If I get that kind of feel about that by listening to the plot.
It kind of almost sounds like it's got a Crow kind of, the Wraith kind of storyline to it, kind of a revenge thing, except it's more based in a horror setting.
Yeah.
What it sounds like to me. I mean, this is the first time I've heard about it, and that's actually what it sounds like. Which, by the way, if none of you have ever watched The Wraith, it is probably one of the best movies from the 80s that no one really remembers, but you need to watch it. It's a really good movie.
All right. Also
just
coming.
Had to put that in there, man.
That's cool. Also coming out on May 10th are two movies called Sightseers and Aftershock. I really don't have any description of these two movies. Aftershock sounds like an earthquake movie. If it's not an earthquake movie, then it's probably something to do with a monster that hits the ground, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know what it would be about. I really need to start looking this stuff up, because this podcast was kind of on the fly. So yeah, I really need to start really paying attention to this. In fact, actually, I've been preoccupied with a lot of stuff today. But yeah.
Yeah, you've been a busy guy.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happened today, but it's all in good fun.
On May 10th, you can look for this movie to come out called Black Rock. It is about three childhood friends that set aside their personal issues and reunite for a girls' weekend on a remote island off the coast of Maine. One wrong move turns their weekend getaway into a deadly fight for survival.
Hmm. Hmm. That sounds pretty interesting.
So yeah, that comes out on May 17th.
Yeah, hopefully they're gonna get better quality horror movies. And it's starting to sound like they've got some interesting ideas coming out.
Oh yeah. And then on May 31st, this is going to be the last movie to announce this podcast. On May 31st, you can look forward to a movie called American Mary. Basically, the story is about a student, a medical student by the name of Mary Mason, as she becomes increasingly broke and disenchanted with the surgical world she once admired.
Ooh. So nurse comes in, she wants to do some things, and she kind of strays from it. I'm pretty sure that's gonna wind up going into it drives her crazy, and she starts killing people.
And it was written by Twisted Twins Productions.
I have never heard of them,
I haven't either.
but I'll check it out when it comes out, man. You're usually on top of the horror movie genre,
Oh yeah,
so
I love horror.
I can't wait to check these movies out. They sound like they may have some kind of promise. I do like the next to the last one you talked about. That sounds a little kind of like it might be more of a twisted kind of horror.
Yeah,
Which seems really cool. I like that.
yeah, it does. The horror movies I can't stand though are the ones that sound good, and then you go see them, and they're just cheesy, just filled with a lot of childish humor and all that.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of horror movies that come out that try to play horror, but they're not really that scary. It seems more like they're just trying to do everything they can to grab the teenage audience instead of actually write a good horror story.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Back when we were teenagers, we actually had interesting movies to watch. It just seems like the movies that are coming out today are just not that interesting.
Yeah, and it's like that with the gaming genre too, and it's like that with television and everything, but I honestly think that could be one of two things. It could be either we're just getting old, or everything's just kind of sucking because the generation now has just like a really crappy sense of what's good.
I think it's because we're getting old. That's
It may be. We may just be two cynical assholes.
yeah. I think that's what it is right there.
We just maybe just a little way too cynical on this. But you know
yeah.
what? I don't care. I don't care. Everyone else is wrong.
All right, now for our next topic. Something happened on May 4th. On the May 4th, it was on a Thursday, that a lot of people may not know about.
Well, May 4th was actually yesterday, so it was May 2nd.
May 2nd. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I got the date wrong.
Because I know Facebook was just my Facebook page was inundated yesterday with the May the 4th be with you posts.
Yeah, I was kind of getting.
And what in the world is up with George Takei doing the May the 4th be with you? Hey, dude, have you just forgotten which Star movie and Star television series and all that you were a part of? You were part of Star Trek, not Star Wars. I mean, I can understand. Mutual respect for the whole sci-fi, blah, blah, blah. Look at me, I'm gay. But...
Well, basically what happened on May 2nd was the Revolver Golden Gods Awards for heavy metal music.
Yes.
And the live performances that appeared, the first live performance band was Anthrax. They did a great set to open the show, including Fight Until You Can't from their new album Worship Music.
I kind of like the fact that they call their album Worship Music. That's Anthrax make an album called Worship Music. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And they were joined by Philip Anselmo and Rex Brown, former members of Pantera, to do a cover of Pantera's "This Love," which ended with the players ripping into the opening riff of Slayer's "Rain in Blood," in honor and memory of Slayer's Jeff Hayman.
Now, I didn't see that. I wish I would have, but I'm wondering if they actually got into the opening riff of Raining Blood as opposed to just the beginning of the track Raining Blood. Because Raining Blood actually starts about 3/4 into the way, or almost to the very end of the song Post Mortem, which I wonder if they actually, which one they actually went into. Because I'll have to watch it, and I'll have to go back, because I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube somewhere. I'll have to go in and watch it and see, because that would be really interesting to see if they got it right or if they got it wrong.
I kind of enjoyed their performance, and I kind of enjoyed seeing Pantera, well, at least two members of Pantera up there, and
well, I actually think it's good that Phil is, being acknowledged as, a former member of Pantera and getting some recognition, because he got a lot of heat after Pantera broke up. He was pretty much blamed for Pantera breaking up, and everything was just thrown onto him. So, it's good to see that, because he's a damn good musician. I mean, he may be a jerk. I don't know what all happened with that, but, it's good to see that he's getting some kind of recognition.
The second band up to perform live was called the Dillinger Escape Plan. Basically, in my opinion, they were the suckiest band there that night. They do not perform music, they perform sound, okay? I mean, good God.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I haven't heard a whole lot of Dillinger Escape Plan. I've heard a few things by them, and I'm not a fan. Not a fan. It just doesn't pique my interest.
They were joined by Deftones' own Chino Marno to do a how do you pronounce that word again, Dave?
Oh yeah, yeah, because we had this problem yesterday. Mark was really tired when he came over, and we was gonna go through the what we was gonna talk about on this podcast, and he said Depeche Mode. I said Depeche Mode. It's Depeche Mode. It's like Depeche Mode. Mark's said there, he's talking about, it's like, I never heard Depeche Mode. I was like, you never heard Depeche Mode? He's like, no, I never heard Depeche Mode. I was like, dude, Enjoy the Silence, Personal Jesus. Come on, man. Depeche Mode. And he's like, never heard of them. I was like, dude, they're like really popular, especially with a lot of the late 80s and 90s kids who wound up being hipsters.
I just never heard of them.
I've heard them. They're a good band. They're not metal in the slightest. They're more like alternative, but they're a good band. I actually enjoy a lot of Depeche Mode stuff. It's not anything that I personally would choose, but it's pretty good. I mean, some of their stuff is really good. I mean, musically, they do their music really well.
Verksh Transmission.